All right, I want to actually just take some time and go through this trailer. Like, I want to rewatch it again, but I also want to, like...
We're still here at the scene of this terrible disaster. Caused by
That's
a massive
Sector
tornado
2.
which swept through Sectors 0, 1, and 2.
Massive
Amidst the wreckage of the
tornado.
expressway, search and rescue operations are already in progress.
Yeah, I think that's just another timeline. This is on the other side of the cave.
Just look at it all. It's
This
so
is
green.
outside Fort
Even
Condor.
After everything we've done to it, it's still going strong.
Well, not
They look
outside,
that
but
way.
like, this is on the
But
way
in
to
reality,
Junon and Fort
it's
Condor.
barely hanging on.
I was wondering, what's Cloud been doing these past 5 years? Where's he been?
And you're asking me this?
This is gonna sound
This is the
crazy,
Chocobo
but
Ranch.
As far as I know,
Wow, that's very... I mean,
Cloud was
so the environment is very similar, but even still, this is a lot more lush than I would have expected the Chocobo Ranch to actually be. And these woods, this isn't the marsh. So this is... I wonder if this is just through some... This might just be through some of the... Because, you know, there's just woods on the map. You know what I mean? So it's probably just some... So just like a forest that just would be on the world map equivalent, I think is all that this is, which is fine. It looks great. I was trying to like put an identity to the location, and
Asking me this?
that's what I imagine.
this is gonna sound
Yeah, and then the
crazy,
ranch
but
here.
As far
And by the way, I'm blocking the command menu in the bottom left. I'm gonna just move myself up a little bit, actually.
as I know, Cloud
Yeah,
was
Cloud
never
wasn't
in
among the
Nibelheim
dead
5 years
bodies. Yeah, sprint, scent, and scour. There's Chocobo digging. I'm going to move up a little bit more. There's Chocobo digging. Please don't be like hot and cold, for the love of God. Yeah. Yeah. That's Chocobo digging. Please don't be like Chocobo hot and cold, for the love of God. Oh, my goodness.
ago.
Also, hold on. Another big thing. It's kind of hard to see behind the thing. At the top, we have a few different objectives. So I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time since I played. Well, actually, it hasn't been that long since I played 7 Remake. But at the top, we have 3 markers. We have a map marker, which means they've just selected that location. We have what looks to be a main quest marker and I guess a side quest marker. One's pretty close over to the left. The actual like main marker's to the right. And then whatever the like generic looking
Behind 5
markers
years
really
ago.
off in the distance. These are ruins. Interestingly enough, these are town ruins. I mean, these could just be anywhere on the map if they're going to make the map more memorable, because I still think this is over by Fort Condor.
Behind 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think it's main side pin.
The life stream.
Dude,
It is the very
this just
essence of
excites
our
me.
star.
This scene being in the trailer
Blood
really excites
coursing
me.
Through its planetary veins.
I wanted to see him so
According to
bad.
Hojo.
This is the cave after the marsh. So, no Chocobo. Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, I don't know. They could change it so we can call the Chocobo anywhere, because somebody did just point out there is a call Chocobo option. So it could just be that once you have Chocobos unlocked, you just have them. Yeah, is this the... I don't... Yeah, actually, wait a minute. No, this is... Is this the mines, or is this the cave in Cosmo Canyon? I don't know. I don't think this is... I think this is the mines. I don't think... Yeah, because, like, I mean, look at the walkway and everything. Yeah, that's not the cave again. This is the mines after the marsh. Right
According
here.
to Hojo, they're connected to Sephiroth. Shadows of the Mad.
This we have looks to... I just heard a phoenix. I just realized that. I just heard a phoenix.
Shadows of the Mad.
I mean, it's probably not a phoenix. It's probably a random bird. But, like, I guess because Fort Condor's on my mind. I hear a bird, and I just immediately start thinking of the phoenix. Because, you know, that's, like, the whole thing for actual Fort Condor. Right here is on the way to Junon. I mean, that's Junon right there. I can see it in the background. I don't know why I'm acting surprised. It's literally in the back. And it was obscured by the tower, okay?
I believe he called them.
Sephiroth was in Midgard.
This is calm. This is how I expect the game. Actually, not a
Never
cold
happened.
open, but this will be
alive.
very early,
But
obviously.
Why come back now?
I'll go back and listen to the voices
After
again
5
after.
years. doing who knows what.
Well now, think we woke it up.
Angered it.
Oh, you know what this looks like here? So this boss looks like it's in the mines, but it looks like one of the bosses is the Turks and that there's another boss at the same time. Because this does still look like the mines. So we see Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith fighting Elena and Rude, and we see them here. So I think it's just two different boss fights. They get separated in the mines at some point.
Angered it, more like.
Feast your eyes on the Turk's
Yeah.
latest and greatest. Elena.
She may be new, but she's still a Turk.
That's true. They have combo attacks too. Okay, I was trying to get a better look at where exactly this is, because I can see this snowy mountain in the back, but I guess I don't know how they're doing elevation. This is around the same area. I assume this is still... Actually, this is... The thing is, they're going to add a lot more random landmarks, but the only creek I can think of is after the gold saucer, so... It's possible. I mean, I don't think this is the creek you need the buggy to get over, like the little tiny shallow land that you need, that you need it for. Yeah, and then back here, it kind of looks like there's either ruins or a town. So I think this. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. It's a little obscure with all the mountains in the back. I would want to guess near Nibelheim or Corel. Yeah, you know, I mean, I feel like it's got to be one of the two. I don't think this is in one of the early parts. This is, I mean, with the mountains in the back scream Nibelheim. But yeah, it could be near Gongaga. It depends on if this is actually a town back here or not. And the structure, yeah, I guess the structure to the left also, yeah. The little tower that's right there. Actually, does the camera spin so I can see that better at any point? Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can see it a little bit better, but it's not that much better. Oh, man. It's interesting because, like, I know what everything looks like in 7, but trying to figure out how they're doing it visually in Rebirth is a little bit tough. Yeah, but, I mean, mountains looking evil in a PlayStation 1 game doesn't exactly speak to mountains looking evil. Like, I know what you mean by the mountains looking evil, but from this distance, they're mountains. Like I don't think I can say anything else about them definitively except yes, those are mountains. I just think of like the most concentrated area of pointy mountains is by Nibelheim. But at the same time, here's the thing, the Nibelheim mountains look weirder from up close than they do on the world map. But that being said, if it's just generic mountains, then closer to Corel seems more likely. Granted, you got to remember, Final Fantasy VII has a lot of mountains. I mean, the whole world map is divided by mountains and caves. This you can see in the back, the pipe. So that's, yeah, you could see. I'm pretty sure that's the train leading to Corel. Like back there, you can see the train. You can see it. If over here on the left, you can see this is the train, the train track part right here. So that's almost certainly, yeah. I mean, the huge ravine is also a tell, but the train track is a bigger tell for me. Yeah, and I fully expect there's going to be new areas as well. You're trying to see the train. Well, yeah, you can't really see the train so much as you can just see the train tracks over here. See? Oh, you can't even see my mouse cursor. Come on, there it is. Bam. I don't know why it wasn't showing up. Oh, probably because I clicked over to move. Chat, get out of here. Go over here. Go over here, chat. Yeah, they told us we were going to be starting at low levels again. Speaking of which, it looks like for tracking the combo attack, so there's this bar underneath here. So they now have 3 different resources here I can see. So we have HP MP limit. You have these 2 gauges, which I'm going to assume are the ATB. because that's how it was done. It just looks like slightly different stylized. But then you also have this little bar under here, under the ATB, and then theirs is out. I wonder if that's the combo attack meter, or if there's like ways to store up ATB that is like past the two that you see right there. So, or because there's 2 ATB and then there's 5 little ticks right here. They're out of ticks on both of them. So either that means that Tifa and Barrett did a combo attack, or these are actually stored up and kept. Hold on, let me see if you can tell from just the way they fight. Okay. Well, those are just his strong attacks now, so that doesn't give me any information. Yeah, I don't need to tell you where this is. I mean, this was one, in my opinion, of all the places in the trailer, even just the color of the area screams Junon. Like, even if you had no idea, like, let's say you removed the entirety of Junon in the background, you instantly know where this is by the color alone. Yeah, you can even see the Highwind up there. So that's kind of exciting. Then, of course, Red 13 gameplay with his Vengeance mode. You can see that he is missing an ATB. He's actually generating ATB here. He's missing one, but again, we can't. Okay, so Tifa and Aerith are here. The gauge has gone down. They only have 2 bars. Cloud has 0. I'm wondering if they used 3 bars each to execute that attack and they were at max. I think that is for the combo attacks. I think that bar at the bottom is the little ticks at the bottom are for the combo attacks more than anything. I'm feeling more and more sure of that. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Something else happened there. I just noticed there's a tick to the right of the limit gauge as well. Bam. Look, I just noticed that. When they finished that combo attack, their limit gauge got like a little marker next to it right here. Yeah, but it didn't just tick the LB. It's a tick to the right of the limit break. I don't know if that means they have a full bonus limit break now to expend, or if, yeah, because if that little gauge to the right is it's either a combo limit break, or you can store a limit break and then still generate more limit breaks, or maybe it makes limit breaks stronger. Because they both got one there, and then this combo attack is Red and Yuffie, and they already have it, is the interesting thing. Let me see if it gets expended. I just want to see what happens at the end. Nothing happened for them. That's interesting. But they, once again, are the 2 people, like the 2 people doing the combo attacks are the ones that have it. Yeah, you know what? Maybe they do tier 2 limit breaks in it. Because, so they didn't do this with the original. They just gave us a couple of limit breaks. But in the original Final Fantasy VII, for those who somehow haven't played it, you get levels of limit breaks. So after you perform enough of a level 1 limit break, you get the second one. And what is it? I think the first one is to unlock a new level limit. It's to use the limit break enough times. And I think landing killing blows is how you unlock the second limit break within the level. So this would imply that potentially that's an extra level of limit break, thus meaning that you need to fill the bar and have a tick in order to actually use a level 2 limit break. So that, I think, is actually the most likely thing here. Which would mean, by the way, that those ticks under the ATB, if they're not used for combo attacks, they are probably used as like a secondary resource on top of ATB itself. Which is, I mean, without diving too deep, it's really hard to tell. Also, interesting thing. Hold on. Go to this. Why? There's something else I just noticed. What is this? So I'm trying to remember, because Yuffie's the only one who has this. Was this in Intergrade? Because Yuffie's the only one who has this little marker right here. So I don't remember that being part of her UI in Intergrade. Yeah, I think it's just, yeah, that's her chakra. Okay. I mean, that was a possibility, but it was just, it's a very plain marker. So it's just, it was hard to tell what it was. It's probably a chakra. I couldn't help but notice she was the only one who had it. So I was like, it has to be a gameplay element for her. Music, by the way. Oh, this, by the way, is I don't think you guys need me to tell you. This is the ship, which means we get to see Red 13. I can't wait to see Sailor Barrett and Sailor Red 13. Oh man, yeah, that's the cargo ship. I mean, it's obviously the cargo ship. Like, let's look at it. Yeah. Can't wait to see the sailors. Oh man, yeah, and then also obviously Genova, the Genova encounter here.
Into the very depths of your soul.
I like that they're sticking with the fact that Genova just changes the appearance of the whole area. Like they're just sticking to that. And then this Genova is also creepy in a very different way.
Those you hate, those you
from the
fear,
first one.
those you love.
That's Cloud. This, yeah, I mean, this is a lot of foreshadowing. Yeah, that's Cloud, obviously. That's his voice. I think that's pretty obvious. Yeah.
You murdered my dad. You burned my village.
You know that I killed her. So, who is she?
Yeah, so now that question is at the end there. Is it just Sephiroth thinking he killed her? or are they actually going to go with the route that Tifa is also like Cloud, so they share that like damaged, that like kind of damaged sensibility? Yeah, I think he's just messing with Cloud. I don't think Tifa's actually like a clone. So by the way, in the first trailer, one of the only lines of dialogue is Tifa wondering if she was killed. She's like, what are you saying? That I died? That I'm some kind of imposter? That's one of the only spoken lines in the first trailer. And then that line, obviously, not from that point, but still alluding to the same fact. I killed her. Yeah. I think he's just messing with Cloud's head. I don't think it's anything more than that, because that's I mean, Sephiroth loves doing that, especially because of this scene in Calm right here, where he legit just like this starts happening with his vision when he looks at Tifa and everything just gets like sideways and messed up. I mean, they're alluding to, the thing is, they're trying to allude to a lot of Tifa shenanigans here. Like, that seems to be like the central focus. Like, both trailers have had something regarding Tifa and her encounter with Sephiroth back in Nibelheim. Well, the dead on a stretcher, I think someone's right. I think this is Zack's timeline. Like, I think now that we've got the whole timelines converging thing, that this is all aloha, chill, that this is all a Zack timeline kind of situation. Because also, this says a tornado ripped through 3 sectors. It's like, come on. And also, of course, pointed out that Cloud isn't here. So it is, again, also possible that it's just Cloud being messed with. Again. It all looks fine even after all we've done. She's just talking about humanity. She's just saying that I can't believe the planet still looks this alive after all the damage that humanity has done to it. Yeah, I think this is timeline shenanigans. I think that it's a lot of just trying to confuse Cloud with all the stuff between the different timelines and everything. Yeah. I think that's what it's going to boil down to. I think it's going to be a lot of predictions are going to be. I think you have to kind of predict how things happen linearly in the game, but it has to be done in such a way that the two things are side by side. Yeah, because now that the Fate Ghosts are gone, anything that could have happened in another timeline is something that not necessarily will come to fruition, more so that they may get glimpses of. Because if all the Fate Ghosts and like everything that they were like preventing is now kind of just dispersed into, so I guess the real question is how, quote, dead the ghosts are, the Fate Ghosts. Because if the Fate Ghosts are part of the life stream again, it's entirely possible they could just see shit that like could have happened or would happen or will happen or might happen or whatever. Yeah, the trailer is meant to make you understand that something different is happening, but also to tell you that this is very much in line with what I think Nomura said. Because I think it was Nomura that said that the second game will follow the events of the original very closely. And I believe that he meant the traveling, like the order of the locations that you visit is going to be largely the same, basically. Which, you know, is not to be a surprise. That's how Remake is too. But he seemed to imply that Rebirth is more on that kind of straight and narrow of, hey, you know, of course you're going to Calm. I don't know, because Nomura, it might have been Katase, but Nomura's actually been the one that's been saying the more normal stuff about the game. Like, even for the original release of Remake, he's the one who didn't want to change certain things. As we've come to know. Like, apparently a lot of the ideas came from the scenario writer and Katase for like what happens in Remake itself. I think it all works out fairly well. But I think it's just the Fate Ghosts being dead is gonna just make things a little bit more shenanigansy. Yeah, he said a few things might happen slightly out of order. And that's not too surprising either. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I don't think we're going to see any deep ground in this game. I think deep ground they're going to save for the third game. But, I mean, they're very clearly going to use deep ground at some... I mean, we might see deep ground at some point. I don't think they're going to be a major feature of Rebirth. I think they're going to save that for the third game. Well, we know that this... Don't forget, we know that Remake wraps up in 3 games. That's been confirmed. So any prediction we have with the second game has to keep that in mind as well. There's a chance this game could go a lot farther than people think it is going to go. Like, considerably farther than people think it's going to go. Because I think everyone looks at the first game and goes, oh, it ended in Midgar. So this game we should expect, you know, I don't know, if you're feeling generous, Temple of the Ancients. I think that's... Honestly, I do think that's generous. But I'm also more confident in it because of the size of the game, purportedly, which, again, I don't think the 2-disc thing is an install and play disc. If that was the case, Remake would have touted that. We also, as chat was saying, understand now how Remake's actual data files were handled and the reason why it actually needed an install disc and a play disc. And I don't think they're going to be like, it's on 2 discs, and then be like, oh, but one's just for the installation. I think North Crater... See, the problem... Actually, it's not a problem. North Crater is not that much further than Temple of the Ancients in terms of when you get to it. The problem is what happens after Temple of the Ancients is a little open because you can go right to Wutai from there. And you have to assume Wutai is a part. That, I think for me, that's the big thing. I have to assume Wutai is a part of this game. I don't think they're saving Wutai for the third game. I don't think they're doing that. I think they're gonna want Corneo done. And I honestly don't think they're going to do a DLC episode. I actually don't. I think they only did Intergrade because they wanted to do something for the PS5. Like, don't get me wrong, they might have been planning it, but I think they only planned it because of the PlayStation 5, like, releasing. I don't think that was a, hey, we're doing this for every game. We're doing, like, the one, like, side DLC, if that makes sense. Yeah, you can go to Wutai after Rocket Town. That's true. I usually don't go till slightly later. But yeah, you can go right after that. Usually just to have a few extra levels under my belt. Yeah, I don't know. I think Temple of the Ancients is what my brain tells me. But if they can get us there. So my concern is that they need to do something very particular with these open areas that we're seeing right here. Because they actually need to emulate 7's progression through the game and not get near 15's version of progression of the game. What I mean by that is 15 is here's the open world. If you want to go do the story, it's that way, but here's all these other locations you can go and discover. 7, their world map, because it's an old PlayStation 1 game, is there is literally only one direction you can currently move. It's just a really wide direction, and you might find some things along the way. If it's that, yes, I believe we can get to North Crater in this game. If it's not, and it's a lot more just random exploring and getting lost, I don't think that you'll get to that point. I think it's very dependent on which of the two design. I mean, here's the thing. They could do both. I don't think they should. I really think their map needs to be open. It needs to feel like you're exploring, like you're looking around, like it's a world. But it shouldn't serve as here's a billion points of interest along the way, and there's like just getting lost. Yeah, wide zones with narrow story progression points. That's what should be done. Black, thanks for the 108 months with the tier 3 at that. Yeah, buddy. That's what I like to see. And Ramsa, thanks again for the 76 months as well. Yeah, so there's a lot of little elements that could go right or wrong here. I don't think it's a clear-cut W. I think it's exciting, though. I think that's the big thing. There's no reason for me to see all of this, to see the chocobos, to see the much more realistic-looking world of Final Fantasy VII. War-torn ruins, given the history of Midgar and all the places they've been. Chocobos, the Chocobo Ranch, some notable locations. Just generally fighting Bugenhagen right here. Like, just getting to know, like, this is a Cosmo Canyon location, which, is not... That speaks at least, again, to the length of the game. Cosmo Canyon, I think, is that the latest point that we see? Is Cosmo Canyon right there? I think it is. I mean, I could just click through the trailer again. Yeah, I think Cosmo Canyon is the latest point that we see, because this is the mines after the Zalem. This is outside Corel. This is outside Junon. Some of these, I mean, we knew the second continent because the ship is right here. Ooh, yeah, Benora ruins. Yeah, you're probably right. It probably is Benora. The Cave of Gi. Well, I mean, yeah, if we're seeing the canyon, we're seeing the Cave of Gi. Oh, no, this isn't the cave. This is the mines. Yeah, I think Cosmo Canyon with Bugenhagen is the latest point we can confirm the location of. Yeah, because some of the open world areas are kind of hard to tell. And this is, of course, the very first area. The game's gonna, let's be honest, the game is cold opening on the Nibelheim flashback. Elena she's in Wutai later, but she doesn't get introduced in Wutai. She gets introduced in the mines, where Sung keeps telling her to shut her mouth because she talks way too much. Sung's like, Elena, stop. Yeah, because Elena and Root showing up as part of the mines. Yeah, it could cold open on the actual scene right here. Like, this could actually be a cold open that then cuts away and then you move on. This, if you missed it, by the way, ends with a Sephiroth feather very briefly. It flashes. Most people probably didn't miss it, but you literally get just that real quick. Like, just for a brief second, you just get the quick feather fall. And with Yuffie being in the game, I mean, Wu Tai is, you know, that's goes without saying. I think that's it. Yeah, so I'm thinking, I actually think North Crater's not that crazy of a prediction. Because here's the thing, I can't help but feel like they're gonna do these trailers the same way they did Remake. Yeah, you know what? It's possible. The Shinra broadcast could literally just be bullshit. It could be like doctored and stuff too. You can't just look at a Shinra broadcast and be like, ah, yeah, that's totally what it is. I don't think that's what it is, but I'd say that's a fair thing to say. That's a totally reasonable thing to say. Like, for all you know, this could be just like some random cover up from like the events at the end of the first game, even. Yeah, it is Shinra. So it's I don't think that's what it is, but if it does happen, especially because this is the Midgar Expressway, which theoretically would have been where all of the final events took place. Oh, you know what? It is. You know, so if it's not an alternate timeline, it is a cover up, because you know why? The bridge falling is what happens when the Fate Ghosts save your life in the first game. They literally hold the bridge up while you're going under it. That's what the Fate Ghosts do in the chase sequence, in the bike sequence. They literally prevent the bridge from falling on the party. Yeah, it says it's a tornado. I don't buy that for a remote second. Oh, Fate Tornado. The Fate Ghost Tornado. There was a tornado of Fate Ghosts, although they shouldn't have been able to see that unless Rufus came up with this idea. But why no Cloud? Exactly. Yeah, that's the problem. At this point, we have hit the point where every crackpot theory doesn't sound that far-fetched, which is really Kingdom Hearts territory. like, every theory has some plausibility to it, and it's just which one you actually agree with. Yeah, so the no Cloud thing is a little weird. But honestly, for me, still the Tifa thing is the biggest thing to take a look at. Yeah, we're definitely in Kingdom Hearts territory. Oh man, yeah. Honestly, though, really exciting 3 minutes of trailer. So even without the 16 demo, there's just so much to unpack there. That everyone's gonna, dude, I'm gonna get so tired of hearing people's You know, here's the thing, I don't get tired of hearing people's theories. I get tired of people asking me if I think their theory is a good one. Because it's like, why do you need me to validate it? I don't care. Just think whatever you want, and one of us will be right. Like, okay, Happy, I've got this theory, and I need to know what you think about it. Be like, I don't care. Do I have a theory? Yeah, one of those things is true. That's my theory. Any of those things could be true is the theory, is the fucking reality of the situation. That's a game theory. Oh, man. Aliens. I mean, Genova. You can say aliens in this game. Because Genova. Genova's an alien. An alien. Oh, man. What a time. What a time. Well, this will be exciting to talk about for the next... I mean, here's the thing. After 16 comes out, let's be honest, they're going to crank this up to the maximum. I like how, by the way, at the start of Summer Game Fest, I predicted it correctly. I said, so they're saving Rebirth for the end. And then somebody convinced me, no, that's the way Jeff talks about Kojima. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably Kojima. But then I ended up being right the first time around. Y'all killing me. Y'all killing me. Yeah, I signed up for Ever Crisis on my phone. Or at least no, that's regular Final Fantasy VII. Where'd Ever Crisis go? I just had it. Brave Exvius. Did they take it down? Where is it? I just had it on my phone, and now I don't see it anymore. No, not War for Eos. Here it is. Yeah, registered. Yeah, I'm registered for it. Yeah, so, I mean, at this point, it's just wait and see. I mean, honestly, doing anything else is... I mean, it's fun to speculate. Like, we're doing it right now. But, I mean, let's be honest. Most of us are probably wrong. I mean, no, I'm looking at it on my phone. I have it. And I was actually going to see if their pre-registration site was working properly. Yeah, because I wanted to do it on both just in case. Let's see. I just have to go to the Final Fantasy VII page. Just to see. Is available now. Yep. Yeah, because I already pre-registered. You know, it's funny. It says now, but the website still doesn't work. Still says coming soon. That's fine. I did it on my phone. That's all that matters. God, the DoorDash thing was so troll. So absolutely troll. What a time. Yes, I also would like to predict that Rebirth will indeed be a video game. My God, did you see the memes that came out of the tweets for Rebirth? That was cracking me up. I was dying when I was seeing the memes from that. Where it was literally like, will you need to press buttons to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Well, yes, we can confirm you will indeed be able to press buttons and play. You will indeed be able to press buttons to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Well, the website works, but it just says coming soon at the bottom. Like, I can go to the website and it says pre-register, but then it just says 2 boxes for iOS and Android that say coming soon. Coming soon to a mobile device near you. This game contains scenes. Does this game contain scenes? You'll be able to plug in your PlayStation 5 and start the game. There was so much of that. Oh, I loved it. I loved it so much.